The Ashes has officially come to an end. After the final test match commenced today, Australia sealed the series win with a 4-1 record. Australia beat England 4-1, which is unfortunately a bit disappointing because it is very one-sided. We did expect England to give more of a fight. 4-1 is quite disappointing. It's very upsetting in a sense because the Ashes is one of the biggest series in cricket, and it ended in such a manner that it's quite underwhelming. It didn't match the hype of Ashes. However, no doubt we did get to see some amazing cricket throughout the series. I cannot say that England didn't fight. They did fight. Most of the matches were good matches, but unfortunately, the fight wasn't enough to actually take it to the take it over the winning line. Let's have a look at the scorecard of the match today. So Australia were set a target of 160. The final target, Australia needed 160 to win, which was set by the English. They chased it down quite comfortably. They only lost 5 wickets. England were looking really good in the beginning, but Australia obviously, the total wasn't really that big. The target wasn't that big, so it was quite a comfortable chase. So I think the highlight of the final match was without a doubt Jacob Bethell's 156 from 245 balls. Now this was his debut Test series, and he was outstanding. He struggled in the first innings, but he played superb in the second innings, and he gave England hope because in the second innings, England only scored 300 something runs and 156 came from his bat. Jacob Bethell is definitely a big star for the future. Other than that, in the Australia first innings, Travis Head scored 163, and that was also the highlight. And as well as that, Steve Smith also scored 138. So those were the best moments of the final match, the grand finale. Let's take a look at the best performances by the Australian players and the English players. So of course, at first we will look at the top performers for Australia in the series, and without a doubt, it's none other than Travis Head. He scored 629 runs at an average of 62.9, and his highest score was 170, and he has been so dominant the entire series. At number two, we have Alex Carey, who scored 323 at an average of 44. He was also so good throughout the series, and without a doubt, in my opinion, a very underrated cricket player. I think he is such a superb keeper, standing up to the stumps to Michael Neser and Scott Boland, who do bowl 130, 135, in that range, and he is standing up to them so comfortably and making it look effortless. Alex Carey had a great series, and he is an astonishing player. And of course, at number three, we have none other than Mitchell Starc, who took 31 wickets this series at a bowling average of 19 runs. So every 19 runs, he took a wicket. And it doesn't just end there, because with the bat, he also scored 156 runs at an average of 26. He is slowly also starting to become an all-rounder as well as a deadly bowler. Taking a look at the top performers for England, and of course at number one we have Joe Root, who scored 400 runs in total in the Ashes, and he done that at an average of 44, and his highest score was the 150 that he scored for the first time on Australian soil. Joe Root, he's a class player, and everybody knows of his ability, and he is so consistent. It is outstanding. At number two, we have Harry Brook. Harry Brook scored 358 runs at an average of 35. Harry Brook had a lot of ups and downs. He really stuck to the motto of Bazball, which is why he got out a lot, and his innings weren't very Some of the innings were a delight to watch, but the others weren't very enjoyable because I personally am not a fan of baseball and Test cricket. I like a nice slow Test innings. So unfortunately, Harry Brooks was a bit it wasn't very enjoyable to watch. But no doubt Harry Brook was an exceptional player throughout the series. And at number 3, we have none other than Ben Stokes, the captain and the English leader. An English legend and no doubt a legend around the world for his sportsmanship, for his athleticism, and for just he is such a great human being and he is a fighter, he is a true warrior. Ben Stokes bowled 101 overs this Ashes series. He played every single match and he also gave it all in his batting. He only scored 156 runs. I know that's not a lot, but he was in there for 250 balls, 150 balls, 200 balls, staying in, making sure the bowlers have to fight, making the bowlers sweat, making the fielders tired. He was doing his job as a test player and was doing a great job. Ben Stokes is a warrior and a leader. The Ashes was certainly an interesting one this year. It did not live fully to the hype, but I cannot say that it wasn't a great series because it was a very, very good watch. And Australia showed their dominance, but the English also showed that they can make the Australians sweat. The English didn't give it their all. They did fight, but I think they definitely could have done some more effort. However, nevertheless, it was a great series, and I'm excited for the next year. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next video.